What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two for Two, your sports podcast for the culture, by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Quis, and I'm here with my brother, Nell, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Nell.
Appreciate
We're
you, brother.
back with another episode for you all today, man. It's season 3, episode 54. We're looking at the AFC East and NFC East. Let's do it. Nell, I already said it. Happy birthday, my brother. How you feeling today? Another year for you. How you feeling?
Feeling blessed, man. Blessed to see another year. So appreciate all the birthday love out there from everyone. But what better way to spend it than to be on 2 for 2?
What better way than today? It's crazy because Nell didn't even realize when we talked about it, and he says rather that he didn't realize, but
I really didn't. It's just
we
how it
just
happened.
not only do we have the pod on his birthday, but we're talking about the NFC East on his birthday. So it'll be exciting to hear. We're gonna jump right into it. We got the AFC East, man. The Bills, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, and the Jets. Oh my God. What a division. A division that last year we were talking a lot about. We were excited about them, but then we know what happened. It changed the landscape of that division. So things have changed. We had a lot of big stories, man. So we're gonna start this one off with what do you think was one of the biggest stories this offseason? Just to name, Aaron Rodgers coming back for the Jets, right? Bill Belichick moving on from the Patriots. A new era has begun there with Gerard Mayo now as the head coach. Stephon Diggs is out in Buffalo. Got traded to Houston. We just talked about last week. And then, Miami, Tua getting that extension. Some big defensive signings over there with Jordan Poyer. Some other guys inside. It's a fortified defense for a team that we know, they have it all on offense, but the defense, needs to add a little bit more pieces to the trenches, and they've done that. So which of these stories now do you think is going to be the biggest story to kind of follow? Which one will come to fruition more, or we'll see a bigger return on? What you feel?
Man, I'm really interested in the Jets this year. I can't remember. I think last year I might have picked them to come out the AFC, but I'm interested to see how Aaron Rodgers looks coming off that injury. We know that defense looks like they played great last year, and they added a couple guys on that defensive line. Secondary still intact, so I like what they're doing over there in New York. If Aaron Rodgers can still play at an elite level, they could be an interesting team.
Yeah, and it's going to be crazy, right? Aaron Rodgers is one of the better quarterbacks in the history of the game. What he did in Green Bay, all the hype, with him going to the Jets, to be foiled in the first game, in the first couple of plays, that's got to be the biggest story to watch, right? Like just seeing how good that Jets team could have been. That defense was solid. They also had another thing, right? They made a move for Simon Reddick, and that hasn't really panned out so far this offseason as well. But they have a lot of pieces over there. They got Garrett Wilson, they got Breece Hall, and now you got Rodgers there. We talk about how much quarterback play can change the team in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers is at the top of the food chain. So I'm excited to see what that does for this team. I'm excited to see how he looks, coming back off an Achilles. He's up there in age. We've never really seen something like this before. But, a lot of other things. Like I said, the other things were exciting as well. I'm not sure how you feel about Gerard Mayo, but, Bill Belichick gone. That's a lot of history. A lot of people had conversations. Was it Brady? Was it Bill? Brady left. Bill didn't do too hot, but they also didn't have much over there. But Bill was also kind of running that show. So, a lot of things. I'm also kind of excited to see how the Patriots look. But definitely Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Did you have anything you want to say on the Diggs trade? Or you gonna get into that as we go along?
Yeah, when we get to the Bills, I'll talk about that.
Say that.
I think I still think they're going to be a possible contender.
I know you're a Josh Allen homer. That's your guy. That's your guy.
Is he not one of the best in the league?
We did this already. I told you we did this already. I'm just saying. Of course, you would say, it's all good.
I'm saying you can never count him out.
Hey, let's jump right into it then. What's our biggest questions for these teams in this conference? Like I said, with just the few stories, A lot of questions come from some of these things. But for the Bills, start off with them. What biggest question do we have surrounding the Bills this season?
Yeah, like you said with the Diggs trade, how much will they miss, a presence of a true number one receiver on the outside? Obviously, they went out and drafted one in the first round. Um, we'll see what he can do. But more so once was it Joe Brady took over, they started running the ball more with James Cook. So maybe they develop kind of more of that philosophy, and they don't need a true number one. They got Dalton Kincaid, I think is possibly gonna have a breakout year. So I mean they still got some weapons, and obviously I think Curtis Samuel came over from Washington. Nothing crazy, but
I'm gonna
like
say,
I'm
okay.
saying so it is the only question marks is do they have enough weapons on the outside? I don't think they do to win a Super Bowl, but I still think Josh Allen,
That's
if their run game is as elite as it was, second half of the season once Joe Brady took over as offensive coordinator, um, you know, and they can find guys that come in and make plays, and if Dalton Kincaid can, be a serious threat, as a number one tight end, I think their offense will be good enough.
I was gonna say. I thought you was about to try to let your man's off the hook.
Nah, I think their offense
Talking
is good
about
enough.
does he have enough? Well, this is the same guy that we talking about in the likes of Pat Mahomes. We got him up there towards the list. Like,
He's like a slight tier below,
I mean, yeah.
like
So
slight tier.
so so he should be able to elevate this roster.
I think he will.
Okay. I mean, that's my question.
But
Is
at the end of
Josh
the
that guy?
day, I mean, like we got to see what
But
his weapons look like.
what's elevating the roster? If he take him to the if he makes the playoffs or if he makes it to the Super Bowl, realistically.
If he wants to play, I expect him to win a playoff game. If you don't run into Pat Mahomes, like I expect him to win a playoff game.
I mean, that's what I want to know. I want to know if he's that guy. I know the weapons, to play off of it. You know, we're gonna really see what this Josh Allen has. I mean, I think he's definitely top three skill wise. Like he's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But me, I'm trying to see the guy win some games, and I like that you went toe to toe with him, but you gotta beat him. And that's what I want to see. I want to see if they got enough with that. If Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid and still got Dawson Knox, like it's time for Josh Allen to show me. That's enough. That's enough
You
in
want him
today's league.
to show you with all the guys that you just named.
Yes. Pat would do it.
With Travis Kelce.
Okay, I mean, let's not act like Kincaid and Dawson Knox just trash. Dalton
I,
Kincaid,
I
Dalton Kincaid is a ascending tight end in the league,
said if he has a breakout year, I think their offense is good enough. But
and they got
can we
probably
see
arguably a
if he
better
has a
run game.
breakout year?
I mean, I think he's fine. I
It's
think he's.
enough to compete. I don't think it's enough to make him a favorite.
I mean, I don't think so either. But I want to see how good Josh Allen is. That's what I'm saying. I want him to show everybody how good he is, how good we think he is.
I think he's been showing that the last couple of
I mean,
years.
he's had his moments where you're looking at him though confused. Am I wrong?
Everyone has those moments.
We just been letting him off the hook. That's my. He had digs.
Okay, what does that mean? Didn't we see Diggs drop a pass in the playoffs? A critical pass? So like
We saw Josh turn the
he
ball
had,
over.
yeah. So there's blame to go everywhere. It's a team
Okay.
game.
All right, it's the team in then. So we can't talk about quarterbacks no more.
Look, I don't know what you want me to say.
Nah, I was giving you a hard time, bro. Now they definitely will have the show this year. Do they have enough weapons? But also, I think Josh Allen does also have to show that he's at that level where he can carry this team.
If he
That's
only
all.
loses to the number one guy, like
I mean, if that's his only loss, then I guess we'll give him a pass. But we
I mean
got
he
to
did
see.
lose to Joe Burrow too. Did he lose to Burrow? Yeah, he lost to Burrow in the playoffs too, right? Yeah. That was a bad one.
So we just got to find out where he is. That's all. in comparison to these other guys, because the AFC has a lot of guys, and like we said, Aaron Rodgers is coming back to the Jets as well, so he got a guy to beat in that division. But what about the Dolphins, man? Biggest question surrounding the Dolphins this upcoming season after being one of those teams last year that they were good enough to beat everybody except for the teams that we were like, can they actually beat? What you
Yeah,
got?
for me, I think it's can they win on the road? Can they beat good teams on the road? Obviously, we saw them go on the road to Kansas City in the playoffs. They virtually, I mean, once you saw the weather report, you knew they had no
You knew it
chance,
was
and
over. Yeah.
you were already kind of going into the game knew they didn't have a chance. Um, so can because they got a lot of weapons. They made some good signings on defense. Jordan Poyer, Calais Campbell's getting up there in age, but can still make some plays defensively. Um, they've got a pretty good defensive line, some pieces there. You still got Ramsey. So and obviously on offense with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, all that speed on the outside. Tua, had a big year last year. He's got his extension now, so you kind of expect him now that he's got his money. Still a young guy, so expect him to grow and still get better. So there's a lot of room for growth there in Miami, and offense was dynamic, for the first half of the season until the schedule got a little harder. So just kind of zero in and seeing if they can win games on the road and beat quality opponents this year, because especially now with Aaron Rodgers back, like the division's going to be even tougher.
Yeah.
Like they could definitely, wouldn't be surprised if they won the division, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Can they win the big game? Can they win the ones that they need to win? The ones when they might not be favored, when conditions aren't perfect, guys are beat up. Can they win it? That's the ultimate question. They got it all over there. Tua's perfect for that system. Tyreek Hill is the ultimate game. Jalen Waddle, same deal. They got a good run game. They added Jalen Wright in the draft. They had A-Chain from last year, and they still got Raheem Mostert running the ball. So you got those guys, right? You got guys on defense. You got playmakers, veterans. So it's just put up or shut up time, right? Like McDaniel, cool guy, but how long y'all gonna be the cool team? Can we really show that we are a legitimate contender and not just a fun team to watch most weekends? You know what I'm saying? So that'll be big. I think everybody's probably thinking the same thing. Teams like the Dolphins, you kind of know where they are. Can they get over that hump? That'll be the main question. But those New York Jets, a lot has changed. Expectations have immediately changed with Aaron Rodgers back healthy on that field. So what are our big questions for him or for them?
How many games can we get out of Aaron Rodgers this season? You only got 4 snaps last
Yeah.
season, so obviously expecting much more than that this year if they want to get to the Super Bowl and just make the playoffs in general. It's been a long time since the Jets franchise has been in the playoffs, so they addressed the offensive line. They got Tyron Smith, brought in a bunch of guys, so they made an effort to improve the offensive line, which was dreadful to say the least. Last season, we talked about how good they are defensively. They got playmakers, Brees Hall, Garrett. So they're a Super
This,
Bowl team if
yeah.
healthy. Just so how many games can we get out of Rodgers? Can he be healthy for an entire run and be able to play in January and hopefully February?
All questions point back to Aaron Rodgers and his health, man. How good does he look off of the injury? We didn't see him at all in the preseason. Not necessarily surprising, but I guess, Jets fans would have probably loved to see him. But, he went all through camp. He's been healthy so far. If he can make a run, realistically, how good is this team? You know what I'm saying? If he can, if he is who he was before he got injured, they're a Super Bowl team.
I think so. I think they have a championship defense. And then you got Brees Hall, who's an ascending running back. He can kind of take some pressure off Aaron Rodgers, and like you said, when he's healthy, he's one of the greatest of all time. So he can go toe to toe with anyone, and he's got some playmakers. So if he can stay healthy, I give him a chance.
Okay, I'm right with you. I think it's fair to say. I mean, this division as a whole is just elevated this season with just him being there in that race. We don't know what the Jets could have been last year, but we know that defense gave them an opportunity each week, even when they might not have deserved it, with who they had playing a quarterback, with who they had on the line. But now we'll see, man. There's only one team in this division that's looking kind of down, and that's the New England Patriots. I'm sure we have a lot of questions for the Patriots. The Patriots have a lot of questions themselves. But the biggest question surrounding the Patriots this year, Nell, what you got?
Yeah, honestly, it was kind of hard coming up with one for them. I was just, I guess like what's life, without Belichick? They've been used to a certain way for so long. It's kind of new life there in New England. They did draft a quarterback, right? I can't
Drake
remember
May.
his name. Yeah, so I don't know if he's starting or who else
Yeah.
they got. Don't they have
They
Jacoby
got
Brissett?
Jacoby Brissett. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jerome Mayo, he's a young guy. He's been there. He's done it all. So, relatable with the players. Uh, you know, Still gonna run a lot of the same stuff. Defensive guy. So I still think they'll be a pretty good defensive team. I think they were like top 10 or something like that. And they had like a bunch of injuries last year. So, if they're healthy on that side of the ball, I think they'll still be all right defensively. Obviously, got really no chance to compete with the top teams in this division. So, going to be a rough year for them. But, maybe, their young quarterback eventually gets some time in and they can see what they got in him. Or maybe Jacoby Brissett, shocks the world and can win them a couple games. But they'll probably be in top of the draft again next year.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I think that, as well as, kind of playing off what you just said, how soon is it before we see the Drake May era begin? I think Coach Mayo, he said right now he's the second best quarterback on their roster, so I'm assuming that means they're going to go with Jacoby Brissett. But Drake May is a guy who's highly touted coming out of USC. Some people, try to argue him as a chance to be at number one at one point in time. So, we'll see with that. The Patriots have a lot of things that they have to work on. They got young guys at different positions, right? They got Jalen Pope and Javon Baker at receiver now. Those are two young guys that they can grow together. That would be exciting to watch for the Patriots fans down the line. But realistically, with who's at the top of this division, it'll be tough for them every
AFC
weekend.
in general.
Yeah, right. It's the Patriots. It's not going to be what we're used to seeing from the Patriots. I don't think. At least for the next maybe year or two. But like you said, that defense should be solid. They got Jabril Peppers over there. He's holding it down for my Michigan guys. So, we'll see. But with that, now, who wins this division, man?
I'm gonna go Bills. I'm gonna go Bills.
Ooh. Okay. You riding with Josh
Actually,
Allen?
damn, I don't. Bills got a tough schedule.
Roll what you got.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bills.
Okay.
So I really like the Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
I'm rocking.
I'm taking the Jets. Now you can't do it.
Why not?
We not.
I just want to.
I don't know how strong our 2-for-2 strength is at this time.
I just want to see the Jets schedule.
All right, that's fine. Take a look at it. What you thinking? You like the Jets?
I do like the Jets.
No, you do.
I might still rock with the Bills. Let's see what
Final answer?
Let's see what Aaron Rodgers looks like. I'm rocking with the Bills right now. Damn, they got to play the Ravens, Texans.
Well, that's Josh Allen. He's good, bro. He got it. We're going to find out how good he is. We're going to find out.
Lions, 49ers, god damn. Yeah, they got a gauntlet.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna rock with the Jets just because of that. That was kind of nuts. That was kind of nuts,
bro. Rock with your boy, bro.
I'm
You
gonna
ain't
die.
real.
All right,
You ain't
fine.
real.
I'll die on the sword, bro. I'll take the Bills.
That's
That
real now.
schedule,
That's real.
yo. If he win the
Hey,
division
all right.
with
Hey,
no
I'll
with
tell
no
you right
number one
now.
receiver,
He do that, I'll
that
shut up.
brutal schedule,
I tell you that right now. He do that, I'll shut up.
Jets twice, Dolphins twice, Chiefs, Texans, 49ers, Lions. That's
He's my favorite
crazy.
quarterback to use on Madden, so I rock with Josh just a little bit. But he do that, I'll
Ravens,
give him credit.
like
I'll give him
he's
credit.
playing everyone.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Only person he don't play is Joe Burrow. Like that's crazy.
Who did?
Play
Who
damn
signed
near
off on
everyone
that?
else.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We got to see how many of those games are in Buffalo late in the winter that they can get an advantage. But so, is it safe to say the Patriots are coming in last? Or we thinking
Yeah,
Dolphins might
yeah,
mess this up
yeah.
somehow?
No
Patriots,
quarterback, mid receivers.
unproven.
That's a better word.
They just got a lot of unproven stuff over there right
Young, rebuilding. It is
now.
not the Tom Brady era anymore. It is complete
We're
opposite.
officially out of that. These are not till 2000s Patriots, folks. So 2010s, 2000s,
Team y'all
2000s.
wanted to be America's team just because y'all was hating. They ain't them no more.
Right on cue. It's time to look at the NFC East, man. The Washington Commanders, them Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, and New York Giants. It's our
Prime
favorite
time.
division to ever talk
Prime
about, right?
time. Prime time.
This is the division that
Prime time.
people just love
I
to
was
talk
getting
about.
sleepy talking about the AFC East. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, they play their games on
I'm up now.
CBS. It's not as fun
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, bro.
A lot of stories, a lot of things have happened, man. The Commanders have a new quarterback. They got a new coach and Dan Quinn and Jay Daniels. You guys don't have a running back, but you
Okay.
re-signed CD and you still got Michael Parsons. Saquon's an Eagle, and the Giants are rolling with Danny Dimes. A lot of
Not
crazy
as
stuff.
excited anymore once you like laid it out
Put
like
it
that.
like that. I'm sorry. Big story. What's the biggest story do you think that's coming out of NFCs in your humble opinion?
Humble
After
opinion. I don't know, I guess like can the Eagles get back to the Super Bowl? You know, they got a little squad over there.
Are they the
Saquon.
best team in the NFL on paper?
I like the 49ers still as currently constructed. But they're like right there.
1B or like a tier under?
I'm gonna say 1B, especially with the addition of Saquon. You got two dogs on the outside, Smitty and AJ.
Yeah.
You know, if Hurts can, you know, think he's a guy, so got a bunch of pieces there. Offensive line, even though you lost Kelsey, still intact, still solid.
I think that'll be a bigger loss than people think.
It will. But I don't think all of a sudden like they're just gonna have a terrible offensive line and Hurts is gonna be running for his life this season. So yeah, it's a rough year last year after they started 10-1. Kind of all went downhill, but they addressed that cornerback room.
And you know who they lost to in that playoffs.
I can't remember who they lose to. Oh, okay.
Just saying. Just saying. But no,
Yep.
I'm excited to see the Eagles this year. There's a lot of hype. You know, the Eagles are who they are. The fans come as themselves every week. It's gonna be exciting to see how they look with Saquon. You know, the Sirianni and Hurts relationship seems to not be fragmented anymore. You know, a lot of continuity on that roster. They got my boy Devin White over there. Hope that works out for him. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this division. I'm excited for football. What's our biggest questions, man? Surrounding, let's start with the Commanders. All right, they made some changes. They got a black quarterback in there. RG3 will be proud. We don't know. Well, he is. But what we think? Biggest question surrounding.
I mean, can Dan Quinn turn it around? I mean,
That's your
the
guy.
way free agency went, you know, he already, you know, it's changing a lot in that franchise. pretty much took every Cowboy with him. Any Seahawk player he could find out there. Um,
They
took
old
our
over there
took
too.
our took our center, took two of our defensive linemen. Got Bobby Wagner, so got a lot of guys. Obviously, he's a defensive guy. So seeing if he could turn that defense around. Got a lot of vet guys around there. Terry McLaurin is a guy that now that he has a possible quarterback, franchise quarterback with some potential. You know, he's a good receiver. Has had some good years with some lesser guys. So maybe he can have a bounce back year with this rookie QB whose name is slipping my mind right now.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels. Yeah, I almost called him McDaniels. So yeah, offensive line got better. Got Zach Ertz too at tight end. So Washington looks like a real football team.
The Washington football team. We can call them that now.
Commanders cool. I'm kind of with Commanders.
I mean, hey, I like where you're going with this, man. I'm wondering, from the sounds of it, do they have potential to be like a Houston Texans type of year? I mean, you got a quarterback, you got a new coach, defensive coach. Could they be the NFC Texans?
Nah, they're not in a weak enough division.
So division will come back to bite them?
Yeah, because that's like 4 L's right there.
They getting swept? Oh, well,
It's possible.
no, they got to play the Giants. They got to play the Giants?
I just said that's. I know that's what I'm saying. That's 4 L's. So
yeah, like y'all and the Eagles.
yeah. So
hey, we played them week 1.
They might sneak up on me.
I'm glad we catching them week 1 before they figure it out.
You better hope so.
I mean, hey, the Commanders they are a much better team this year. I always talk about the quarterback position, and they're saying Jaden Daniels is that next guy, like that next star in the NFL. So if he can be CJ Stroud-esque in terms of his approach and how he handles the game and slinging around, get Terry McLaurin involved. They got Austin Eckler as well at running back. I mean,
Brian Robinson.
Yeah, they got some pieces, honestly. Like, it's going to be kind of weird to see the Commanders, like, not be trash. I'm throwing a couple jabs at my Commanders friends, but, I mean, they're not going to be bad at all. They really might make a little bit of noise. It might scare you once or twice. It'll come down to, Jaden Daniels and his development. How well can, I don't know what their offensive coordinator is. I was going to say, I don't know if they have a guy over there that's, like a quarterback whisperer, considering Dan Quinn's more of a defensive guy himself at head coach. So we'll see how it all kind of comes together. But I'm excited to see him. They deserve, Commanders fans deserve some good stuff, man. So hopefully, they can answer these questions.
Cliff Kingsbury is the offense coordinator.
Okay, see, I figured it was somebody decent. So it's like, well, I don't know. That might change things even more. Jaden Daniels with Cliff might be all right. The Commanders might be a little mob this year.
They made some nice moves. I ain't
gonna hold you.
Might have to go down there and catch a game,
Go ahead, Commanders, man. Let me know something, man. Let me know. What about your Dallas Cowboys? Lots of questions could be asked. I know you got questions, so I ain't even gonna say nothing this time. I'm gonna let you you have the floor, brother.
I don't even know where to start, man. I don't know. What do you want? What is Jerry trying to do here? Didn't he say after the playoff loss, he's going all in?
He did.
Something like that. And I sent you the picture the other day. Our only additions were Ezekiel Elliott and I forgot the other dude. Eric Kendricks, maybe. I don't know. What do you expect me to do with that? Lost Tony Pollard. Somehow didn't draft a running back, I don't believe. Offensive line, probably cooked. Lost 2 starters. When that offensive line ain't elite, we've seen what that gets into. A lot of mistakes.
This
What's so
shouldn't be
funny?
that funny. This shouldn't be funny.
Like, what
Let's
is
check
so
out.
funny?
That's the thing. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Like, as you know, as great as CeeDee Lamb is, like that's just like one elite weapon. Like Brandon Cooks was like, he was like, I ate, but like he didn't really do nothing. We lost Gallup. He wasn't really doing anything either. Didn't really replace him and get a third receiver or a second receiver, really.
I was gonna say, who is in your receiver room right now?
I couldn't tell you after Cooks because it's just
Jalen Tolbert and Devontae Turpin.
they've done.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, so I don't really know what all in means to Jerry, but I don't think he knows what all in actually means, or else.
Perhaps some addition by subtraction.
In what way?
Who's the defensive coordinator now?
I don't even know. I don't really like. Isn't it McCarthy? I don't know. McCarthy calls the plays anyway. Like I don't care. Like I haven't tried. I've tried not to pay attention to the Cowboys since they lost to the Packers because that was the one for me. And
Mike
then
Zimmer.
Yeah, who cares?
He's pretty good.
You replace Zeke. I mean, you replaced Tony Pollard with the guy that was outplaying Zeke the last time he was on the team. So that just confuses me. Nobody behind him. Now, I hear them working out Dalvin Cook. Like, okay, whatever. They're just trolling. Jerry's just trolling us this year. Buckle up. They could be good enough to get a playoff spot. They could also like be bad enough to win like 6-7 games.
Do you think that will get extended?
I think he will, unfortunately.
Because somebody told me CD doesn't sign an extension without knowing Dak's getting one. But that didn't. How do you feel about a CD extension? Like that's something positive.
I mean, it's cool, but like, it's not moving the needle.
So
not to say he doesn't. Not to say he don't deserve the money. He earned it, but
So McCarthy is out.
Just an average football team this year. That would probably be wise. But then again, like, is he really a problem? Is he really?
I don't know, bro. It got real somber.
I don't know. There's like one constant in all these like playoff losses.
Which is what?
Well, there's two actually, but
let's get into those.
Dak Prescott and the interior of the defensive line. Like we have been an awful like run defense for years. That's why the Packers just like ran all over us. The Rams ran all over us. Everybody just runs all over us in the playoffs. And then Dak Prescott just can't do anything.
How's Mozzie Smith look?
Awful.
This year.
Hate the Michigan boys, dude. Like,
y'all just drafted the wrong ones, man. Y'all drafted the wrong ones. Y'all drafted Taco Charlton too early. Nah, you shouldn't have did. Jordan Lewis is holding it down. He's still on the team. Come on, bro.
He's all right.
Yeah, Mozzie gonna be cool. That was just a rookie year, man. Give my guy a second. It's all right.
Well, we're gonna need him this year because we ain't address it. Like
yeah, I mean,
we never do.
I don't know what y'all are doing either. It's if you don't know, I damn sure don't know. Maybe Dalvin Cook and Zeke got something over there. Maybe y'all have a guy in house that y'all really like at receiver. I don't know. I know you didn't really probably watch any of y'all's preseason games to know, or to say from your own opinion. But I mean, it's y'all are gonna get some guys that's getting cut. We getting lots of guys getting cut right now that's got some history.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
There's some receivers on the market that y'all will probably.
Like
I can't remember. As I said, I can't remember. Noah Brown got cut. Y'all can bring him back. That was y'all's guy.
Come on, man.
I mean, am I wrong though? Y'all would probably bring him back. Y'all probably are gonna sign him back.
But what does that mean?
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that's better than you don't even know your third receiver. Like at least you would know Noah Brown is like, okay, well we had him just run the same stuff anyway.
I don't want to know. I'm just gonna. I don't want to think about the Cowboys until week 1. Still.
That's fair. We're gonna move
I haven't forgotten.
We'll move right along. The Philadelphia Eagles. They've got it all. We talked about it. I feel like a Super Bowl or bust for these guys once again, especially with the Saquon addition. What's the biggest question though? Do they have any questions other than can they get it done? I mean, what?
Well, yeah. I guess will that defense can that be a championship defense? I think obviously offensively was just as bad as their defensive issues last season, but um now they've got Vic Fangio's defensive coordinator. They've improved that cornerback room. They brought back Gardner Johnson, who was part of their Super Bowl run. Still got Darius Slay. Uh, Defensive line, still got some guys there. We'll see if there's any progression from Jalen Carter. Um, they got Huff. So Brandon Graham's still kicking around. So still got some guys
Yeah,
on a defensive line.
you know where he went
Uh,
to school.
yeah, that's a Michigan boy.
Absolutely. OG.
Yeah. Linebackers still a question mark. But
Evan White. I can't wait for him to disappoint y'all. Boy. Nah, I like that.
so I mean, they made some improvements, and we'll see. But obviously, offensively, Saquon's gonna bring some explosiveness to it. Uh, Swift had a pretty good year last year, but obviously, if Saquon's healthy, that's just kind of just a different tier. Uh, you know, Devontae Smith's continues to get better. AJ Brown, he had stretches where he looked like the best receiver in the league last season. So if him and Hurts get back on that type of rhythm, they'll be an explosive offense. They should be right there with the 49ers as one of the best teams in the league. So, as of right now, I expect them to kind of be the top two in the conference. And we'll see if that defense can hold up. Against San Fran's offense. We know what happened last time they matched up in Philadelphia. It looked a little too easy.
Yeah. It'll be curious. I'll be curious to see how well their linebackers are this year. Like I said, they added Devin White in there. I'm not sure, how he's looking as far as the depth chart. I know they got Nakobe Dean. They need him to take the next step. And I think that'll kind of fortify that defense for them, right? Like you said, their secondary is fine. They drafted DeJean. They got Quinion Mitchell over there too. They got some guys. The defensive line is going to be really good. So I mean, they got everything they need, man. If the linebackers can perform this year, and help them stop somebody like you said against when they had to play the Niners or something. Can they get it done? That'll be what we all come to see. Jalen Hurts. What's next for him? Is there another level to his game? Is there another gear that he can hit? Improving upon everything they said. He's had a great offseason, flawless almost on the football. That's what they say. So, hey, it's all in front of us. That's your problem to deal with over in your division. Not mine. We'll see him when we see. But lastly, New York Giants, man, they are quite the team as well. I feel like you can ask the same question as you did the Cowboys. What are they doing over there in the Giants? But they didn't sign Saquon back, obviously. They chose to ride with Daniel Jones, didn't address the quarterback position at all. What's your biggest question for the Giants?
Um, Honestly, I don't even know. Like, what's going on? What are we trying to do here? Are we trying to win games? All right. I mean,
It was all out in front of them to address the quarterback. They got Malik Neighbors, who's a dog. He appears to be a dog. I think they didn't really make a big splash to get a replacement for Saquon. They got Devin Singletary, I think. But I mean, the obvious question is Daniel Jones.
yeah, can he prove everyone wrong? I mean, right now everyone pretty much is expecting dog shit from him. I predicted last year that the Giants would regress. Uh, they
He
had won
did.
a lot of just kind of close, lucky back and forth games, and any given season, like 2 or 3 of those can really be the difference in you being like a 6-1 team and a 9-1 team going into the playoffs, and then you get an upset and teams think you're great. And now you got to play better teams the following year. And, in reality, Giants just weren't that good. They caught a lot of flack for letting Saquon go, but not really prioritizing him.
Yeah.
But we've had this discussion. I don't really think he made that much of a difference. Obviously, he was their best offensive playmaker, and look, you have him on your team, you're going to be better. But I don't think he necessarily would have been the difference between them winning 4, 5, 6 games this year versus like 8, 9, maybe 10. Like I think they still win 4 to 6 games this year with or without Saquon. And it could be even worse than that, but like I wouldn't be surprised if they still won. If Saquon was on a roster this year, they weren't winning more than 6 or 7 games. So, when you get to play the South and weaker opponents, you get a chance to. You get a chance. I didn't name any teams. I didn't name the weaker teams.
So,
they'll have a chance to win some games, but it's gonna be a rough year. So, offensive line still, they tried to address it, but I don't think they really added enough to, really make that team better. Daniel Jones is gonna have a great year, which I don't expect.
Yeah.
Because it's Daniel Jones, but so yeah, I expect them to be at the. I mean, you'll ask this question later, but I expect them to be at the bottom of the division.
I mean, we can go ahead and say that. That's fine. I'm probably with you. It would really take Daniel Jones just becoming a different guy. I mean, can he become a different guy? Brian Daboll, he kind of seems like he's over
Darren
him.
Waller retired.
But they got Malik Neighbors now. You never know. You never know what can happen. I don't think they'll be great. Their defense is pretty solid. They play decent. Make games tough.
Yeah, they do got Brian Burns now.
Yeah, their defense is good. And Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, they got some good guys over there on the defense, and that's usually where they hang their hat. But will they be able to manufacture enough points now, especially not having Saquon? It'll be a lot tougher.
Singletary now back there.
Yeah, like he cool, like he chill, but it's not safe. So we'll see. Who wins it, man? Is it y'all or is it Philly? Or is it do those Commanders sneak up in there, man?
Yeah, right now I probably have to. Unfortunately, I have to go to Eagles. I mean, we really just did not improve at all as a team over the summer, which is like wow. Lost Stephon Gilmore, lost pieces on our defensive line, lost our running back, lost our receiver, lost our Leighton Vander Esch retired, lost our linebacker, lost 2 linemen, barely replaced anybody, besides some guys in the draft that are unproven. And you bring back Zeke, who last time he was here was to shell of himself, and everyone was begging Jerry to get rid of him. So, I'm not expecting much this year. But, I mean, like, you got Dak, you got CD, you still got Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, hopefully Diggs can stay healthy. Already lost Deron Bland, Mr. Pick 6 for 6 to 8 weeks. So, that sucks. Dan Quinn isn't there as defensive coordinator. Slipping my mind who the new one is.
Mike Zimmer.
Yes, Mike Zimmer. So yeah, they'll probably win enough games to get a wild card spot. But if Dak has like a lesser year than last year because of the offensive line issues, I could see us messing around and only winning 7, 8 games, maybe barely missing the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them years where week to week it's gonna be up and down.
It'll make for a very fun.
No, it won't.
Podcasting season. No, it will. Because imagine if y'all are good, like that's gonna be crazy.
I don't like it. I don't like that. Yeah, it's just like it's that roller coaster got to go down at some point. I don't like that.
No, it's over the Cowboys roller coaster, bro. Hey, man, maybe who knows? Jerry might have something
I'm
up his
just gonna
sleeve.
stay. I'm just gonna stay down here. I'm not
Hey,
even gonna come up. Y'all not even gonna see me. I'm just gonna stay down here.
hey, I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Like we said, Giants probably at the bottom of this division as well. Commanders, unless they have a total collapse, I don't see them, being worse than the Giants. But hey, who knows? This is always a fun division just when y'all start playing each other. So we'll see. Um, but that's gonna do it for us today, man. It's episode 54. The AFC East and the NFC East preview is done. That means all the previews are done. That means that the NFL season is right around the corner. We got one more week. Next week, when you all hear our voices, there will be a football game happening that same night on Thursday. And it's a good one.
Eh,
Chiefs Ravens.
Ooh,
Oh my
ooh,
God. We starting this
oh
season off
man, that's
Chiefs
crazy.
Ravens.
It's a
That's the way to
banger.
start the
Yeah, you
season,
ready?
man. That's gonna be great, man. We're gonna hop on here next week. We're gonna chat with you all, get into the thing. We got our pick'em coming back.
I'm gonna
Nell,
hop in my football bag, y'all. I'm
Nell
gonna hop
gotta
in my football bag real
Nell
quick.
gotta defend. He gotta defend his turf. Last year he beat me in the pick'em. We're gonna see if this year I can maybe do a little bit better and come back with it. But like I said, that's gonna do it for this one. It's season 3, episode 54. That's the AFC East and NFC East preview. We appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Continue to show love on social media, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker. We got it all. Spotify. Continue to show love. Continue to listen, and we're gonna keep giving you all the best content that we possibly can. With that, that's me, Quis, 2 for 2. We out.